Good morning, Rhonda. Hi, Tracy. I assume that's Charlotte and Logan that are there. Because last time I checked, Rhonda doesn't call me Uncle Breck. Oh, that's right. Jessica's here today, isn't she? I forgot about that. Hi, Jessica. Oh, and it's her birthday today, too, huh? Happy birthday, Jessica. Doing something fun? Cheesecake. Oh, I like cheesecake. You get a good cheesecake recipe? Oh, I can't go wrong with a pizza party either. Pizza's like my favorite thing in the world. Right, Bite? What's your favorite thing in the world? I'm guessing it's getting brushed, isn't it? Yes, it is. Oh, hey, Roberta. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a while either. Chocolate cheesecake, huh? I didn't know they did that. Sounds like an interesting concept. Are you rubbing your face on the laptop? Are you really doing that? You shaking the screen for them? That's so rude. You like that, don't you? Gonna try and comb that mat out of your fur. First, we gotta get the cat out of the brush here. You shaking the camera again? Huh? No, you knocked the brush on the ground. Now you're in trouble. Now you're in trouble. Yeah, we're getting that way with this guy too. Makes him so affectionate when you hit him with a brush. So holy cow, does he love that? That's always good to come in and say hi. We like that. So hi. Hello, Linda. Problem with the brush is you all get all sorts of cat fur flying. You'd think that the brush from the cat would get rid of the cat fur, but it just makes it fly. Rubbing his face against that shaking of the image, the video. Yeah, that's him rubbing his face on the laptop. Oh yeah, I've gotten to the point where when I'm entering something, I gotta like proofread it 3 or 4 times to get rid of all the mistakes. I'm kind of a stream of consciousness writer, and so I just get it out there, get the words out, and then go in and fix it later. But if I don't do proper verification and grammar check and spell check and all that stuff, yeah, I'll send gibberish out. You go live every night? Yikes. I wouldn't be able to do a live every night. I got about one in me a week. Pacific time. So that's gonna be about midnight your time, Rhonda. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's just an old classic. It's one that I've had for many, many years, and I kind of retired it, uh, because it's a great shirt, and I don't want to ever, just have it wear out. But I will pull some of my like vintage retired shirts out from time to time and put them on, especially for a live stream. That was a shirt that I got from my dad when the B 2 stealth bomber project that he worked on as his last job uh, went from being top secret and we had no idea what it was to came out and it was announced and it was this thing. I got all sorts of that great memorabilia and stuff like that. The images, the artist conception drawings, the little model of the bomber on a stick, the whole thing. All sorts of great. And this great shirt. Good morning, Connie. I don't know, my get a frog in my throat every once in a while here. Wait, no, it's not pronounced Sydney. No, thanks. I'll keep the frog. Yeah, I thought that was like a Neil Young reference. I know Kurt Cobain quoted that line in his suicide letter. It's better to fade out than, it's better to burn out than fade away. And he was a huge Neil Young fan. Oh, that's too bad. I'm sorry the leg isn't working out better. That's a drag. Oh man, yeah, that's not good. No feeling in your feet. That could be a problem. Definitely, I'd have somebody look at that. And that doesn't sound like you're having a good time. I'll definitely let you keep your leg. I'll keep the frog in the throat. I don't talk to Jordan a whole lot, and what we do through texting and stuff like that. I think I've called him maybe two, three times in my entire life. Neither of us are kind of get on the phone and yak kind of people. So we got something to say, we fire a text to each other. I saw his story about the solar panels. That's a drag. Hey Darth, good to see you. Now the live stream can officially begin. The house apparently the house he has came with solar panels on it, which was supposed to augment his electricity costs. And there's apparently they were incorrectly installed, and the wiring got exposed to the elements, and it burned out the inverter. And so now he's got to get that replaced. The problem is, while there's supposed to be a warranty on the panels, the company that installed them has gone bankrupt. And so now he's got to figure out what he's going to do, and it's going to be like, I don't know, $7,000 to repair or something like that, some outrageous amount. That's a drag. That is the joys of being a homeowner, though. That's why they call it a money pit. Well, he likes that the fact that he can run his air conditioning all the time. And I get that. Being in Texas, the air conditioning is on all the time here too, day and night. There's a very brief period in the fall and a very brief period in the spring where I don't have to have either heat or AC on. But when you're in the summer or the winter, it's on all the time. So I get it. The electricity can be horrendous. My electricity bill can vary from 250 to $500 a month. And if the solar panels augment that, but he's got to weigh the cost savings of the electricity versus the cost of replacing the. I believe the inverter he said was like What did he say? Because I think he said it was like $7,300 total to get it all fixed, but a lot of that is the inverter. So, yeah, I mean, I've thought about solar panels. There's like one section of the roof that would be an ideal spot for that. Um, because of it, because of where it, because of being aimed towards the sky most of the day. Just to augment like the AC and stuff like that. In fact, I was thinking, even to run the pool, but now the pool isn't there, so I don't know. I don't know if there's an HOA or not. Yeah, I don't know. Workman's comp too. I don't know what is the Canadian equivalent of workman's comp. I guess it depends on the situation, Connie. The This house came with windows by one of the local companies here that come with a lifetime warranty. And when I contacted them, when I had to break that window to break into the house, that was the first time that they realized that it wasn't the old owners, but it was me. But they just transferred the warranty to me. Works good. It was kind of a crazy week this week, but we ended out kind of on an easy note. Yesterday was a fairly easy, fairly uneventful day. So, we got to walk out with everybody else. A lot of times, you know, when all the other employees get to go home, we have to stay for a while and finish everything up because unlike us, when the next shift comes in, that doesn't change the fact that we got to finish up our work. So, but it is nice to be able to, you know, get out on time sometimes too. Actually, I do have a couple of new rocks. I didn't bring them over to the table here because the real conversation piece is big and bulky, and it's kind of hard to move, and it can be dangerous if I move it. So, in order to do this, actually going to instead of bringing the rock to you, I'm going to bring you to the rock. So let me unplug here for a second, so I can go mobile. Okay, here. Got to get up here. So I mentioned last week that I was going down to get a new piece, and I put it in the video. This is that new piece that I'm very, very happy with. I'm looking at it on the camera here on the screen, and it doesn't look anywhere near as awesome as it does in person. This is a big, giant golden healer crystal cluster. This is kind of similar to this thing up here. But instead of being just clear quartz like that one is, or even like that one is, this one's got kind of a golden tint to it. And you look at this here, like this crystal right here, this has got almost a green color to it. And so I like that. And it came on a really beautiful wooden case too. So our wooden display case looks like somebody took like some old log or branch or something like that and lacquered it and then shaped it to hold on to that piece. But this thing's really fragile. I got to be very careful. This thing can tip so easy. In fact, I got to do a better job securing that because I would hate for that to fall on the ground and break. That would totally suck. But check that out. That thing's awesome. Love that one. I sent Kara and Chris a text the other day and said, I can't stop looking at this thing. So that's pretty amazing. That thing I thought that was just kind of pretty. This is almost a little bit artificial. They took a quartz piece and they applied extreme heat to it. And on certain types of quartz, it turns it a slight blue color. I don't know if you can see that, but there's sort of a blue color in that. You know, I don't know. That's straddling the line a little too much, I think, between man-made and natural, but I picked it up because I thought it was kind of cool looking. And then I got another really cool piece of amber with like all sorts of fun stuff in it, like bugs and dirt and stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of cool. I remember seeing that a couple weeks earlier when I was there, and I kind of wished I'd gotten it, but I purchased so much from them on that day that I I kind of had to draw a line sometimes here. I have some expendable income, but I have limits. Myself all hooked back up here and back into place, and I can review here because I was talking and not looking at the comments. Okay, there's the mouse. Need the mouse in case I got to go troll hunting here. Okay, get it back up here and catch up. No, and they told me, yeah, we can't cover this one because you broke it. But and I said, yeah, no, I totally get that. Got lots of money from the birthday. All right, that's the best thing about birthdays is getting lots of money. I hear you there. Got an interview. What kind of job are you going for? Hey, you got them all kind of clustered together there, don't you, Rhonda? In terms of birthdays, because Logan's was like last week, and you say Jessica's is today, and Charlotte's is in a couple weeks. October birthday. Wow, I'd love to have a birthday in October. Yeah, that was a cool piece of amber. State job. Okay. Yeah, I turned 60 about 6 months ago. Nibble is fine. The picture I had on the thumbnail that was shot about 20 minutes ago. And they were up on their bed taking a nap. Yeah, I woke them up to shoot the picture of that. How awful of an owner am I? Yeah, right. I saw Flash this morning. She was underneath the trailer, just kind of chilling. I always kind of surprised because I'll usually see her like in the early evening when she's kind of, when it's cooling off. It's still light out, but it's starting to get a little cooler. That's why I'll usually see her out. But I kind of expect I'd see her out in the morning. But I'm wondering if maybe she's, getting out before I get up and get going, and then already kind of hiding by the time I get up and start moving around. What's the oldest piece? You mean my rocks? I have no idea. Yeah, I don't really have any idea how old any of that stuff is. A lot of it's got to be ancient. I mean, probably the newest thing I have is probably that amber, because that's probably at most, or at least that's like 40,000 years old. Because that's I did a little research on it. I was asking when I picked up some of that amber, how long or how old is it? And they really couldn't give me any idea, and I didn't really have any idea either. And I started looking it up when I got home, and I heard that it takes about 40,000 years for tree sap to turn into amber. So some of that stuff is, they talk about in Jurassic Park how they got the dinosaur DNA out of mosquitoes embedded in amber. Uh, the stuff I got, if it's only 40,000 years, that's not going back to dinosaurs, but there could be woolly mammoths in there. That would be kind of cool. Garden is done, I think, for the year. I did get one tiny little tomato off of it today. Well, I don't have any stalactites. I got some nice quartz clusters. A stalactite, that's one of those columns that you come in the caves that go from the roof to the ground. I saw a bunch of those when I went through the Carlsbad Caverns. Stalactites and stalagmites. You got stalagmites in your house? It's supposed to be hot again today, into the 90s, I think. The computer says right now it's 86, but we have a cold front like coming in tonight, so it's going to get a little cooler tomorrow. It'll be in the low 80s tomorrow. A few days ago, they were predicting the possibility of rain tomorrow, but that kind of diminished, but it could still pop back up. We'll see. Yeah, I can imagine if you're cave diving, you'd want to be careful of, what's going on above here. I like it when it rains. Could use more of that right now. Could always use more of that. Haven't had a good tornado alarm this year. No brain, no pain, huh? Like it's time for my friend here to do a profile view here. How about that? That looks better. I'm glad you stopped by, Roberta. Check back in again. Always welcome. Lard ass, huh? Well, there comes Bite again. And I didn't even have to shake the kitty jar. That was for you, Rhonda. You gonna come up or are you just gonna sit there and stare at me? Come on. Yeah, there he is. Let's get the cat fur off first. What do you think? Yeah, I like bonfires too. Yeah, that's right. I know. I'm evil. Excuse me. Jeez. Hey, Mr. Rhonda. Is that how your wife introduces you in public? Yeah, this is my husband, Mr. Rhonda. What guy doesn't like to be called butthead? We don't really do belly brushes that much. He likes it on his back and of course on his face. Yeah, I kind of started thinking. I've talked a lot about the the rock collection on the lives, and did a lot of videos. Sorry, another frog. Ribbit. Donald did a couple of videos on making the display case, but we didn't really go into the rocks that much. I figured, I'd show some of that stuff. So, see, my hair feels all weird here. He calls her princess, and she calls him butthead. Gotta love it. See you, Tracy. Thanks for stopping in. And thank you also for stopping in, Mr. Rhonda, aka Butthead. chicken, like a real chicken? A rubber chicken, okay. Because I was wondering where Jessica was going to get a live chicken. Apparently, it's pretty easy to do here in Texas. I know several places where I can get chickens. Never really ran into that, and a lot in California. Probably just wasn't in the right places though. Yeah, I think I've heard you mention chickens before. Lots of eggs. Got goats and a horse. Boy, that's a quite a menagerie there. I like eggs. Reminds me of Edith Massey's portrayal of the egg lady in Pink Flamingos. Oh, the Eggman is here. The Eggman. Oh, don't let him go. The Eggman is here. She was a talent all of her own. Never did have to give him kitty treats, did I? What a horrible owner. Tease them with the kitty treats and then open the jar and don't even give him any. And then give him one, he drops it. You klutz. You're a klutz. Yes, you are. And you lunge at it, you knock it out of my hands. That was pretty clumsy, dude. I can totally relate. I like animals too. I've had some sort of pet in my life since I was probably 8 years old, something like that. A lot are way better than humans. You're onto something there, Darth. Squirrels must be up on the roof again. I keep hearing pecans hitting the roof, and falling off the tree, hitting the roof, and going boom, 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 boom as it rolls off the roof. I haven't had a dog in a long time, but I'd like to get one, but it wouldn't be fair for a dog right now with me being gone all the time. Maybe when I retire. Yeah, I doubt that's going to happen, Darth. Bite and nibble will probably stay away from a dog. Because if I'm going to get a dog, I'm going to get a big dog. Maybe not boo big, but I've had a bunch of Labrador retrievers. They're great dogs. But it'll probably be one of those things that I'll go to the pound and find something that says, oh, that one just needs to go home with me. No, not quite that big. I'm thinking, German Shepherd size. I wouldn't rule out a German Shepherd too. They're beautiful dogs. What go retrievers or Labrador or German Shepherds? Yeah, collies are beautiful dogs. My first dog was a German Shepherd Collie mix. She was a gorgeous dog. Yeah, first dog I had was like I said, a collie Shepherd mix. It was a puppy that one of our friends, ended up having a litter of 8, I think, and that was one of them. She was the pick of the litter. Hey, Mark, how you doing? All the gangs here today. Just missing Black Dot. I Yeah, you're right. I haven't seen Peg Tooth here either. You're right. I think people just get bored with me after a while. Yeah, we called our second dog was a Labrador, a golden retriever, and German Shepherd mix. We called him Joe. Rhonda talks about her dog being really, really smart. Yeah, Joe was an imbecile. He was a great dog. He was friendly, but he wasn't very smart. Yeah, I gotta say, I've never had a pet that was an asshole. You gonna come up and visit? Come on, man. These kitty treats aren't gonna eat themselves. No, they aren't. We'll see. Come on up. There he is. Fight and Nibble have their own little shelves in their room, and interesting enough, they don't ever seem to extend, what they're allowed to do in that room with what they do like here or in the kitchen. They're never on the counter. They're never on the table here. They're never in the display cabinet with the rocks. So I don't know, but they're pretty well trained, I guess. All right, so I got two things to do to torment Rhonda's pets. I can shake the kitty treat jar, or I can slap the couch and makes the dog think that somebody's at the door. You actually have to say hello twice, or hello, come on in. And you're giving me all the ammunition I need to trick your pets. Your mom had parakeets, and they all have the same name. Well, we're going to do something in a couple weeks because we're going into maintenance interval at work again. So they're going to be shutting the place down for a couple weeks. So I don't know. I'm not going to maybe do an official vacation, but we may get out and drive around a little bit and see what's out there. Yeah, the let's see. This coming Friday is the last day. We shut down production, and the maintenance cycle ends or starts on Saturday. So we'll see how that works. Yeah, I do still want to go to Yellowstone, but that's not going to happen this trip. I don't know though. We'll figure something out. I want to get out on the road and do something. I like just kind of driving around and looking at Texas and the area. There's so many kind of cool things here. So I might even go to Oklahoma or Louisiana or something like that. I don't know, or just drive around Texas for a while. There's a lot to see here too. Hello, Gene. I'd have to have a specific topic to go to Austin for. I don't think we'll get to visit Jordan this time. I got to do that though. I've been I'm so late on that because he's been asking me to come and visit. And in fact, I think he's given up on me. Yeah, I saw that video about that. That's a drag. I can relate to about the cost of being a homeowner because I didn't really talk about this on anything on any of my videos or anything, but I had to replace my air conditioner about a month ago, and that was 8 grand, almost 9 grand. I have been to Mount Rushmore. I'd like to go see that again too. That might be a little bit too much of a trip for this one, but I don't know. We'll see. Got to figure out exactly which days I'm going to be off because there's a couple of things I have to go in for. I did for a while have all the clocks going off at the same time, but I actually kind of prefer to hear them each go separately. So I'm trying to do them so they're like a minute apart. So they'll all go off at the top of the hour, but they won't all go off at the same time. We'll be coming up on the 12 o'clock hour in about 8 minutes. You'll hear what I'm talking about. Yeah, I've never been to South by Southwest. Way too young for AC to be dying. I don't know what happened. There was a major coolant or in the condenser. There was a major freon leak, and they just said you got to replace it. Yeah, well, I replaced both parts. There's the blower and there's the thing in the backyard. They both had to be replaced. I got a brand new system though. It works pretty well. Seems to be a bit more efficient because my electric bills have gone down a bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly where I go. I might just kind of, sometimes I might just get out on the road and drive, see where we end up. I do wish I had gas in this house. That's the one thing I really wish I had. I like having gas range. I love it for cooking on. Couldn't make it happen though. There's no gas in this part of Texas. You'd think that Texas would be like the forefront on natural gas, but no, not here. I mean, they have it in some places. I see gas meters around, but not in my area. Yeah, I agree, John. Oh, I don't know. I always do some sort of a Halloween video. One glass down, one to go. Hmm. Cat fur was starting to get to me there. Yeah, no, I like my Halloween decorations to be kind of scary. I didn't want you looking at my Halloween display and say, "Oh, that's cute." Cute is not the word I'm looking for. Terrifying, scary. That's good. I am going to do some silo screaming. I hope this year. Uh, that's one of the things that comes. The first couple of weeks of silo scream always seem to accompany the um, shutdown at work, and so the reason I can't usually do it is because I can't get off of work. in time to get up there and do it. But if I'm going to have a week or two off, then maybe I can do it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll do something with it, maybe with the Venus flytrap. The thing is, the way the house is set up for Halloween, um, I don't usually have people come to the door. It's a display they see in the front yard, and I come down to the street and distribute candy that way. I was under the same way with movies. My mom said, "Oh, how can you watch all that?" It's like, Mom, I know it's not real. I'm looking at it, trying to figure out how do they do that. I've had actual real Venus flytraps too. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I hope so. I hope it does become a neighborhood tradition. I know it did in California. I had people that came back year after year. Uh, they drove, from wherever um, to to come see my thing every year. And kids come back to me like 10 years later. Oh yeah, I grew up with your house, your Halloween house displays. Same with Christmas. When I started doing Christmas lights on the house, I was the only one on the block that did it. By the time I moved away, um, there were more houses that were lit up for Christmas on our street than anywhere else in the community. I count the numbers every year, and I don't remember what the number was last year. It was probably 80. Yeah, now you can't do it every video, but I'm if I'm going to do a Halloween display, I'm definitely going to show it. I got something in mind that I'm thinking about for this year for Halloween. It's going to be a bit pricey, but I think it'll be a really cool addition. I don't care if they're copycatting me. I'll even give them assistance if they want. I like looking at it, especially on Christmas, a beautiful, bunch of houses that are beautifully lit up. The big tall skeletons. I've considered those, but I want things that look kind of real. And, there aren't any, what, 15, 20 foot tall skeletons. 12 foot? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I mean, I have a reasonably realistic looking life size skeleton that's part of my collection every year. They are pretty cool. They're kind of creepy looking. We had a kind of a warehouse kind of place in California called Halloween Club, and I wish there was one of those here. We have our Spirit Halloween, but Spirit Halloween isn't really that much. But there is this online store I've found called Fright Props, and they got more like professional stuff. I've heard of people doing that, Gene, or building it inside of a wall. Or I saw somebody like they were putting cabinets in. There was like a dead space in there, and they put a skeleton in there with a hard hat and overalls and tools like that. Made it look like he got locked in there and died. Yeah, I got to do that sometimes. The kids know the password. They'll go buy stuff. Like I said, when I did Halloween the first year here, I was concerned how the neighbors would respond, but they were all really supportive. That's right. I forgot about the cheese whiz. That's awesome. Don't ever change, Logan. Please don't ever change. Half gone. Wow. Is it her eating it or is it somebody else eating it? It's you, isn't it, Rhonda? Hey, Yvonne. Welcome to the party. Oh, yeah, I bet you Boo loves it. I actually got up a little early this morning. I usually on my days off, it's at least 8 o'clock. I was up at 7:30. Crack of dawn here. Is it orange, Rhonda? Yeah, I get up at 4:30 in the morning to go to work. So, I like it when I can sleep in a little bit. But my body's changed a bit in the last few years too. I used to be someone who needed an enormous amount of sleep. 9, 10 hours I could do very easily. I rarely have more than 8 in me anymore, and it's almost kind of natural now to be getting up at 4:30 in the morning to go to work. Yeah, I hope to inspire neighbors to do Halloween stuff. I know the two houses down did a couple things this year, and or last year actually, and before it got dark and when there weren't a lot of people floating around, I kind of went down and kind of just stood in front of the house to take it all in. I like houses that you have to take a minute and kind of look around to catch all of it because they got little subtle things. They had like a hand coming out of the mailbox and all sorts of stuff. You take a minute to because it's subtle and you go in and look and it's like, there's that. Oh, that's cool over there too. Mine's a little bit more in your face, but that's cool too. I've thought about doing some sort of a maze too. The problem with doing a maze wouldn't be necessarily setting it up. It's what do I do inside of it and what do I do with the parts when I'm not using it. I have the storage locker for the Halloween stuff, but I'd have to get a really big storage locker to store, all the way the walls of a maze. I kind of came up with a cool effect I want to play with around again this year, last year on my thing. I have a Halloween prop that used to be in my backyard in California, but it got used a whole bunch of times. It doesn't look really good anymore. So what I did is I put it in the front in the guest bedroom, right next to one of the windows, the only window in that room, and you really can't see it that clearly. Then I put like three or four strobe lights behind it, strobing at different patterns from different positions, and I thought it looks really cool outside. So I want to play with that again. I love my strobe lights. I got a lot of strobe lights. That's a big part of my Halloween display. How long is the maintenance shutdown? Twice a year. We usually do one in March or April and one in October. Yeah, I could see strobe lights causing problems for Jessica. Yeah, I can see strobe lights causing problems if you're trying to dance to screwing up your coordination. But I'm not trying to dance when I'm doing Halloween, so I don't have a problem with that. I think they create cool effects. Sorry, my ankle itched. No, I'm the last thing from a dancing person, especially when you're walking on lettuce, right? What, too soon? Was that too soon, Bite? Yeah, they can be a little disorienting. I get that. Charlotte wants to take ballet lessons. Okay. Yeah, I think sometimes uh, first responders, the vehicles go a little bit overboard with trying to capture your attention. Yeah, I guess I've seen it putting strobes on buses too. Yeah, me too, Yvonne. I'm glad they don't bug me that much. You almost didn't make it that time, did you? You almost fell off the couch. You klutz. Yes, you are. You're a klutz. Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be enough time to go visit Jordan. I do have to do that though. He's visited me 3 times. You know, I had a little bit of an excuse there for a while because I was, not making that much money. I was making enough money to hold my own, but not really go on vacations. And the truth is, I've kind of gotten out of the habit of going on vacations because I wasn't making any money at Disney, and I had to just scrimp wherever I could, and I didn't have, and I got kind of in the habit of doing that, and probably get to the point where I take advantage of that now while I'm young-ish. Yeah, you're a clumsy cat. Yeah, I don't mind sleeping in tents either. You got a big hair mat there, dude. You're gonna have to cut that off. No, actually, it was the other way around, John. I started part time and kind of worked my way up to the point where I was getting full time. Yeah, I don't know how well I do in a tiny home. I got too much stuff for a tiny home. Yeah, right. Just for your dolls, right? I can see that. Yeah, the house here is that I have here is larger than the one I had in California, but I think it's mainly just because of this big room here. This big room makes all the difference in the world. 'Cause it's just, it's a big giant room. This is like two and a half times the size of a normal living room. So that's one of the things I really like about this house. Yeah, well, and that's maybe an option for little teeny tiny homes too, for people who are maybe homeless. I mean, where would I put all my rocks in a tiny home? I need a tiny home just for my rocks. Yeah, no, I don't think I'd put the rocks in the garden. I'd live in the garden before I put the rocks in the garden. Yeah, there you go, right? One for the rocks, one for the posters, and one for me. But at this point, you're just talking about a bunch of rooms that aren't even connected to each other. Get three or four of them, and that's what it is. It's a bunch of tiny little apartments. Oh, the kitties would stay with me. Yeah, I think you sent us pictures of some of your jewelry once. Some pretty stuff. I actually have my mom's sewing machine. In fact, it's in this picture right now. That thing, let's see, that thing right there. You basically do the top up, the sewing machine pops up outside of the cabinet there, and if you so you turn it into a table when you don't need it. And right now, that's what I've done. I've turned it into a table to hold that amplifier amplifier head. That thing right there. That's actually a sewing machine. Probably 1960s era. It doesn't work. It'd be fun to see what the problem was. My mom said at the time she stopped using it that there was something wrong with it and they couldn't be repaired. But I bet she could be repaired. I don't know if it's a Singer. Honestly, I haven't pulled it out of opened it up and looked at it, and probably since I was in California. Yeah, my mom used to make clothes. I don't know. I might even be able to fix it. It's just a matter of figuring out what the problem is. No, it was some part. Oh, anything can be repaired. I just don't think that my mom found somebody that could do it, and it hasn't been a priority for me because I don't sew. And I mean, with 3D printing technology today, you can fabricate it just about anything. Yeah, like I said, that one's 1960s, 1970s. I don't think my mom's used it since the 80s, so it's just been mine for many years. I think that with the deal with my mom, I think she was kind of getting to the point where she's getting out of sewing at that point. And I think in part it was because my dad wasn't making a lot of money at the time. And so, we scrimped where we could, and that included my mom making clothes. But I think about the time my dad got to the point where he was bringing in some good money, then that kind of ended. And then when it ended, that was about the point where the sewing machine went out, and she just never got another one. But I remember she used to sew a lot. I don't remember what the sewing machine smelled like, but yeah, that is true, Gene. See, I'm kind of that way with woodwork too. I keep doing bigger and more elaborate things. Really kind of partly cloudy out there. It gets dark. Really kind of partly cloudy out there. It gets dark and it gets light. And maybe that's a little bit of that cold front coming in. Bet you got all sorts of placemats then, don't you, Rhonda? Charlotte even has a sewing machine? Wow. Logan isn't interested. Be your own person, Logan. You don't have to follow the crowd. There's nothing wrong with that. You'll just make your mark somewhere else. You have 10,000 placemats. That's cool. One for every day. Exactly, Mark. Thanks for stopping in, Gene. Good seeing you. There you go. All right. Yeah, she is a tomboy. Likes working on the motorcycle.
Wow.
No, I don't know what the fighter video is. No, I guess I haven't heard that one. I didn't see a bit. I didn't see it, but how could it not be horrible? A rich billionaire telling other people not to trust rich people. I mean, you know that was going to be a softball interview. Kamala wouldn't go any place where they actually asked her real questions and demanded answers. Oh, no, I guess I haven't seen that one. Yeah, you can see everything on YouTube. That doesn't surprise me, right? Heck, you can see this guy on YouTube. You're seeing him on YouTube right now. Yes, you are. I think I did see that one. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of memes like, uh, you know, uh, him running away from a bunch of Haitians carrying dogs and cats with him. You can see me on YouTube too. 1,300 videos. Do you believe that? That's crazy. Between the postings and the live streams, I can't believe that I have like 300 live streams. That's insane. And this is one of them. Hey, VNA. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. Yeah, there's the bite man. He's my buddy. Yes, he is. Well, we keep getting the word that there aren't dogs and cats being eaten in Springfield, but some point that's just going to turn out to be another conspiracy theory that turns out to be true. Somebody's going to get a video of it, and then they're going to say, "Well, it's really Trump's fault." Well, I had to watch the debate just to see how bad she was and how bad the ABC was. I mean, it's come out now that they were intentionally fact checking Trump and not Kamala. They pick sides. I think the next debate, if there is one, needs to be on Trump's terms. Trump has done two now, where he's bent every demand the Democrats have to protect their candidate. Friendly networks. Turning the mic off when Trump's not talking. No audience. Now let's do one where it's on Fox News. It's hosted by, moderated by Sean Hannity and Mark Levin, and there's an audience, a live studio audience, and no pre-scripted questions, and the mics are left on all the time. I'd watch that one definitely. No, they're proud of the fact now. They're proud of the fact that they're swaying public opinion in the favor of their preferred candidate. They used to be in the closet about it, not anymore. Yeah, the one person I have any concern about, even less than a Kamala Harris, is Taylor Swift. I don't get her. I don't get what the issue is. She's in the middle of her 15 minutes, but what does she do? I mean, she's a singer. Okay, so what? A lot of singers that are way more important, way more influential than her. It's scary. The censorship is out of control, and the people justifying it. Oh, we got to prevent hate speech. No, hate speech is one thing. Speech that you hate is another thing. And the problem is nobody can define what hate speech is because hate speech is just, like I said, it's what people don't want to hear. And the problem there is I don't trust anyone to make that decision. Let's let it all get out there, and then we'll respond to that and say no, we don't agree with that. That's hate. So we can all see it and all condemn it. Why would you go to Cuba? Yeah, wouldn't it be funny if Taylor Swift wasn't even a real person, just some AI generated image that sings, goes to football games? That's what I thought too, Mark. Not anymore. Not if it offends somebody. And it doesn't matter if it offends somebody, it's just got to offend the wrong people. At this point, I don't know if I'd want to go to any country. Maybe Canada. That might be my limit. I don't think I'd want to go into any of the European countries at this point. Definitely don't want to go to, you know, I mean, Japan would be kind of fun to go visit sometime. Wouldn't mind doing that. But I think I'm happy just staying in the US. There's plenty here. Lots here that I haven't seen yet. And I'm an old man, so I'll get to the point where even if I spend the rest of my life doing it, I won't run out of things to see. I'll There are some beautiful things to see in Rome. I got to admit that would be fun, but I don't know, too close to some of the really scary things that are happening over there. I'll tell you, one of the places that Jordan went that I really envied was when he visited Pompeii in Italy. I would love to go see that. It is. It's really getting scary. I'm glad there isn't any of that here in Waco. That's another reason why I really like this place. I went out last night, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night and was walking around the neighborhood. Put on my little belt pack Bluetooth speaker, put on some tunes and just enjoy the night. My hair is sticking up. Can't just import people into our country from really troubled parts of the world and not expect those troubles to come with them. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. All cultures are not the same, and if people want, to escape tyranny, they need to fight for that at home and correct things. But we can't just be a pressure valve for all the failed dictatorships in the world. Yeah, agreed, Yvonne. To quote Tim Walz, we can't afford another 4 years of this. Tampon Tim. Yeah, I know. We grew up in a great time, just could be kids, not have to deal with all the technology, not to deal with all the craziness. It's just a great time, great time to be a carefree kid. Yeah, me too, Gene. I don't want to deal with any other people's garbage. I just try and avoid that kind of stuff. Oh, we're losing Rhonda. All right, that means the rest of you are gonna have to pick up the slack here. Yeah, I know it takes a special coward to go after a woman or a child, and that's really the whole problem. That they are cowards. That's what it's all about. Hey, Spaniel Mom. Yeah, I got a couple new things this past week that are very cool. I mean, if you watched the video I posted last week, I showed you the big giant golden healer crystal. That was a brand new one that's really really amazing. I don't like to move it though because it's kind of precarious. It's that thing right there. So I gotta get my XYZ coordinates set here. That thing there is really amazing looking. I showed you that in the video last week. And then I got a cool piece of amber that has like sticks and twigs and bugs and stuff like that in it. That yeah, I know that's crazy that happens if you defend yourself rather than run away and tolerate it, and then they won't do it. The police won't do anything. Yeah, I'd never make it as a teacher, VNA, because the second some kid got snotty to me, I'd whop them one. Yeah, that was one of the things that really caught my attention. That was that piece I was just showing you there. Is that thing there in the top row on the left? That beautiful wooden base and the gorgeous golden healer quartz in that. It's just really an amazing piece. I sent a message off to Kara over at Gallery 11 the night I picked it up, and I said I can't stop looking at this thing. It's just a really amazing piece. Yeah, I never got hit with a paddle by a teacher, but you know, all it took was one telephone call from the teacher to my parents' house, and I was in trouble. It was big trouble. Now, it's the teacher that's attacked. Yeah, the wholesaler that Kara and Chris get their stuff from does a lot of stuff like that with custom stands. Because even you look at the two pieces I have on the top there, they have custom wooden stands too. It's not as gorgeous as that one, but I've seen a lot of stuff that they do that do have kind of those custom stands on it. I really, really like that piece. I wasn't sure that I was going to like it. I originally first saw it in a photograph, and uh, I wasn't sure how great it would look. Actually, she showed me some other stuff. Let me see. I think I can pull some pictures of this stuff up. Let's see. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find it here. No, that's going to be under here, isn't it? This thing. Okay, these are some of the pieces that I'm looking at here. Hold on, let me cut away to this so you can see this. What she often does now these days is she'll just open up her phone and say, "Yeah, this is some of the stuff that I've been looking at." And last week when I was there, she showed me 20 or 30 things that she was looking at that I thought was really amazing. And I said, "Oh man, I'd be interested in seeing prices for some of this." And I said, "Would you mind me sending me a picture of this piece and that piece?" She said, "Yeah, sure." She sent me like 25 pictures. Let me show you what she sent me, because this is a really kind of amazing here. Okay, let's do all the permissions here. Okay, so she showed me this piece. That's a little bit too fine, too much polished and shaped for me, but I saw that. That was pretty funny. Look at that thing. Let's see, can I blow him up? No, I guess I can't. But, she was showing me some of this stuff. Oh, man, I missed it here. Hold on. Let's try this again. Every once in a while, if you miss a button, it clicks you out. Can I use the arrows? Okay, I'll use the arrows. She was showing me this thing in the center. I got a piece of that. So I wasn't really looking at it. That's kind of cool looking. I don't, I like the blue on the top. It's kind of an interesting thing. But look at that. Look at that price she has on that. $3,500 for that thing. That's a little out of my price range. That thing's pretty nice. That thing's pretty nice. That's $175 in the middle there. $350 for that. I like that piece. Look at that. Look at that amethyst cathedral. How amazing is that? And that's a gorgeous piece. I don't know what that would cost, but that's something I would definitely consider adding to my collection. That thing is probably, 14, 16 inches across and probably 10 or 12 inches tall. So that thing's got to weigh 30, 40 pounds. I like that thing too. That's kind of amazing. Not as into that, but that's still pretty cool. That's another huge piece. That'd be a really nice thing to have. I keep joking with her that I'm somebody that can go through her phone and say, need it, got it, need it, got it, need it. Let's see, there's one thing specifically I'm looking for. I like this piece in the middle here. I told her to try and get me a price of something like that. I'm not sure if it was that one. I definitely want to see that. That's a piece of aquamarine. Look at that. That thing's gorgeous. I'm definitely gonna nab that from her because she gave me a price for that, and the price was very reasonable. Didn't really see anything here. Some little small quartz clusters, an amethyst, a couple of cool things in the back. That thing I was looking at, that thing is awesome. I asked her to get me a price on that one too. And that's kind of the same thing. Some amazing pieces here. That one's sideways, but that's okay. Little little quartz clusters there. Nothing spectacular there. Some really pretty stuff there. I like that thing that blue thing in the lower left-hand corner. Look at that. That's a nice amethyst cluster. Big one. They put their hand out. That's a piece of celestite. I have a couple pieces of that. That's bigger than what I have, but I've told her her job is going to get a little bit more complicated now because it can't just it's not just going to be me getting more and more of the same thing. They got to show me things I haven't seen before. That blue green thing was really cool. Nice little quartz chunk. Look at the green on that. That thing is amazing looking. You see what I mean about the custom bases and stuff? Look at that. That's pretty cool. Oh, and that's me sending her a picture of my stuff. Is that where? Yeah. See. Okay. So this is the piece that I got. That's that piece that I showed you a minute ago. A good photograph. I love how it's kind of the quartz itself has kind of a golden hue to it, so they call it a golden healer crystal. But you can really see the kind of horizontal piece in the middle has kind of a blue green tint to it, and that's really cool. And of course, I sent her this video. I said I can't stop looking at this thing. Look at that. Yeah, I'm proud to say that's mine. That baby's mine. Anyway, let's see. I gotta go catch up here because I cut away here. When I cut away, I don't necessarily see your comments. Yeah, probably is a good thing I'm not married, Spaniel Mom. I have been thinking about that, Spaniel Mom, about insuring the collection. That was actually I was actually going to make a comment about that when I did the video last week on the rocks. Is part of the reason I want to do that is I'm going to get documentation of what I have. I mean, I snap photos of everything and put it on my Facebook page, so I have documents that way. But having a video documentation of it, that'll help if it ever gets stolen to help you know assess its value. Uh, Oh, I have a reasonable idea what I've spent over in that place. I think I probably spent $15,000 in the last year and a half in that place. That's why they like me so much over there. Yeah, the one with the eyes, that was funny. Yeah, I generally have not been as into the golden healers as traditional quartz, but when I got that piece, it's like, oh man, that was just amazing. And some of them are really kind of gorgeous. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm going to be getting any jobs there, but I'm probably one of their best. They jokingly tell me I'm paying their electric bill, and I'm sure it's probably true. Yeah, we had kind of fun today. I don't know. I'll go for I'll go for another minute or so if anyone has anything else to say. But we're coming to the end. Yeah, it's a golden healer, not a golden helix. I actually like the sound golden helix better, but what I think I told you this story when I came back from California after my mom's funeral. I brought a few things home with me, those clocks and stuff like that, and I had problems getting uh, being able to actually rent a vehicle because I didn't have a major credit card. I cut up my credit card years ago and didn't have one. I paid as I went along, and that caused a problem because they want to have a major credit card if you're going to rent a vehicle, and that caused an issue. And I ultimately ended up getting a credit card. My brother-in-law works at Edward Jones, and so he got me a Edward Jones credit card. And what he encouraged me to do was just spend, put some money on it and pay it off every month. And so that sounded like a good idea. I usually, just pay right out of my account for rocks, but I decided when I buy the rocks, I'm going to buy them on the credit card and then pay it off at the end of the month. The added advantage, I'll build up my credit rating, and also I'll be able to document now exactly how much it is I've spent, because I can just look at what I'm paying the credit card bill each month. No, I'm going to probably do Silo of Screams. I'm going to try to, at least. I can't do it later in the season because on work days it just doesn't work anymore. The only way I could do it before is because when I was just an operator on the lines, 7:30 came and went, and that's it. I'm done. The shift is over. But now, the work isn't done until, or I don't go home until the work is done. And so I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to blast out at 7:30 or even 8 or 8:30. But we do have this maintenance interval coming up, and for some reason the maintenance intervals always seem to happen early in October, which means I can maybe do a couple of the early silos. So I'm hoping to try and do that. In fact, I want to go try and talk to John, today or this weekend, and see if he can, what he would like me to do. Yeah, it'd be cool if I could turn that all into a tax write-off, but I don't know. I look at it as an investment because, I have a pretty impressive collection right now. And a lot of times with these collections, they're worth more than the sum of their parts. There's people who come in and, just say, yeah, I'll give you this for the whole thing. And, it's an investment, but it's also something that's fun to look at. So, what the heck, right? Someday it'll be part of my estate and somebody's going to love to have that. Hopefully they'll love it as much as I do. Anyway, we've blown past our 2 hour mark, so I'm going to pull the plug on this one for now. I'll catch up with you again next week. I'm going to try and get at least one video done this week, and hopefully maybe more. We'll see. Like I said, stay tuned. We got maintenance interval coming up. I got a bunch of days off coming up, and so I'm going to try and go do some fun stuff. Last time we had a maintenance interview, I went to Houston, saw the Johnson Space Center, and went to Austin and saw the Dazed and Confused filming location. So who knows? We'll try and find something cool to do. Other than that, I think that's all I have for today. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Good night.